Am I the a-hole for wanting to divorce my husband because he's unemployed, even though money is no issue for me? So, yeah. I mean, there's got to be a bit of background to this, surely.
I imagine she's probably lost respect for him.
Possibly. Should we just dive in? Right. We've, male 37, female 33, been married for 11 years. He has always wanted to work independently. He has no career but works in construction. Because he's not comfortable in office jobs, and frankly he's not good at it either, he never quit any job, but he did not particularly enjoy working, arguing that pay was too low. He always said to me that if I let him work independently, he'd be happier and would earn more money. When the last company he worked for shut down, I finally got tired of forcing him to work office jobs and told him that he could do whatever he wanted.
Right, okay.
Right? It's important to mention that when we met, we were contributing 50-50. Then I grew in my career and he didn't, so it became 75-25 by his request, obviously. 2 years ago, when he had his last job, he said he could only contribute with basic services while I pay the mortgage, vacations and part of food. In these 2 years, he had his share of small projects, but his money eventually ran out, and last month he told me he cannot contribute anything anymore. I know starting a business takes time, but he just doesn't seem any good at it. He doesn't know how to look for clients. He's slow. He's a bad organiser. He's bad with people. I'm just going to pause it a minute. She doesn't really have a lot of nice things to say for him.
It's all negative, isn't it?
And the guy's not going to succeed if you're beating his confidence all the time.
What happened to supporting your spouse?
Well, it doesn't, it just seems, unless she's got to a point where she's exhausted and it's all coming out now. I don't know. Anyway, the only thing he's good at is manual things. Well, don't force him to do office jobs then. Anyway, in the course of all these years, he gradually bought tools for the carpentry and has made furniture, but it just does not sell. All the clients he has had are my friends or my family. In 2 years, he did not have any independent client. I'm just so tired of helping him, first to find jobs, now to find clients and closing the deals. Last time, about a month ago, he told me he cannot contribute anything anymore because he's trying to grow his business. I blew up at him and told him to get a normal job because clearly his little venture is not working. He behaved like a little child, blaming me for not supporting him and telling me that these things take time. Maybe he's right in one thing. I have friends who are architects and they work independently, but I think that if you fail basic adulting, there's no effing way you could start a business. He also acted...
She's nice.
Yeah. He also acted very resentful because sometimes I take trips alone and buy nice and expensive stuff for myself, while in his words, he doesn't even have money for a new pair of shoes. It's quite sad.
Why is she taking trips and making her husband wear rags?
It's not a team, really,
No.
is it? They just sound too separate.
Yeah.
To have a
she
successful
sounds like
marriage.
your basic feminist of my money is my money and I shouldn't be supporting a man.
No. But I don't feel bad at all because I earned my money and I get to spend it how I want. I've also invited him to many vacations. I don't always go alone, but obviously I don't buy him clothes and the food I buy is sometimes only enough for me.
Why? Oh.
I know some of you would say that's shitty, but what am I supposed to do? Support a healthy grown man who took bad decisions?
Yes, because you took vows.
Yeah. Setting aside finances, we're very compatible.
Oh, doesn't sound it.
Love and are attracted to each other. He has no vices, not a drunk, no drugs, is faithful, likes spending time with family. He does a lot of stuff in the house and I don't have to do anything for him, cook, wash clothes. All of it he does by himself and sometimes for me.
But you're begrudging buying him food and a new pair of shoes.
But it seems like money is just something that makes us both awful to each other. It is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
I could make a massive effort and cope with the fact that he'll always be a financial deadweight. But it just seems like this is becoming worse than everything good in our 11 married and 4 relationship years of knowing each other. Should I just suck it and enjoy the good things and cope with the fact that he'll never contribute anything financially? Many women are stay-at-home mums, contribute close to nothing, but this just seems different in a bad way because he's a man. Am I the a-hole?
Oh, yes, you are definitely
Yes.
the a-hole for that statement alone.
Before...
it's okay if a woman stays at home, but not a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you say it, he doesn't want to go to therapy. He probably has undiagnosed ADHD and we have a prenup. So if we divorce, he literally goes back to mummy's house without a dime. She's ripping him.
She's just all about the money, isn't she?
He's not going to succeed if you speak to him like this and treat him like this. She puts him down and puts him down, and he's not going to... Poor guy's probably got no motivation.
I hope he ends up succeeding and making a shit ton of money and doesn't give her any of it.
Yeah. House is in my name only. Cars are in my name as well. No kids. I'm not sure I want to go through a very painful divorce. Well, it won't be because of this, but the way things are worsening is becoming intolerable. Perhaps you should address your own issues.
Jesus Christ.
Edit to address some of your questions. I won't enter into details, but there's no way he's legally getting anything from me, so don't waste time discussing alimony. With respect to the house chores, on a typical week, the only thing I really do is cook one meal a day, like 2 to 3 times a week. He offered to cook more, but I'm honestly a better cook. Oh, so you're going to put him down on that as well?
Jesus Christ. So he does all the housework. So he's basically a stay-at-home husband.
Yeah.
She cooks one meal a day, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah. And when I do cook, I always make enough for the two of us. He makes breakfast and dinner for me, but I don't eat much, so breakfast and dinners are very basic. I'll ask him to make me a sandwich or a salad. I haven't mopped a floor in 5 years. He does all that. The thing is, we live in a big house, but since we're only 2 people with no pets, it just doesn't get dirty. I bought a large house for when things were better. We were going to have kids. He really wants kids. If we get a divorce, I'm probably moving somewhere smaller. Outside the housekeeping, he does literally everything. House maintenance, drives me everywhere, takes me to doctor appointments, takes care of me when I'm sick. When he's hungry and I'm not, he cooks for himself and cleans afterwards. With a time lag, but he does eventually clean. Dishes sometimes stay until night, but he does wash them at night, mine and his. He's not a great housekeeper, but he does his best. Oh, have you got anything nice to say about your husband?
She's taking him for granted.
Yeah.
Big time.
Like I said, I don't eat much, so sometimes I buy quality food in small portions, and he does not touch them because the portions I buy wouldn't be filling for him anyway. We just have different eating habits. That's what I meant with respect to food. The comments
about
ADHD are very insightful and helpful. Also, the career advice. I appreciate this blew up. So much information in the comments. Even the person who made an account just for me to call me pure evil a. That was funny. Thanks for making me laugh when I'm feeling like it, even though it wasn't your intention. I was going to delete this at some point, but I prefer to leave it in case some other woman feels like I do. You're not alone. Final edit. I showed him the post. He asked to take it down because it's humiliating for him and he has friends on Reddit. I refused and says I'll take it down when we have a proper conversation about this.
He needs to leave her.
I would be like, there's no support.
There's no support there at all.
He's just...
Jesus Christ.
Oh dear, somebody has said...
Was there an overall vote on that one? Or
how do you see it?
It should be at the top if there was one.
I mean, I'm hoping.
No, nothing
No.
Ugh. She's definitely the arsehole for me, though.
I think so. I think definite a-hole. Yeah. Dapper guest has said, I couldn't even tell you were married. You treat each other like boyfriend, girlfriend. I scrolled back up to check. Would you feel better about him contributing less financially if he consistently did the things stay-at-home parents do, cook, clean, errands, etc. for both of you? And how many hours is he devoting to his business? And then someone said, you say you couldn't tell they were married. I couldn't even tell they were of a dating mindset. They sound like dysfunctional roommates at best.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No. Someone said, I'm the main breadwinner because I have a good career. I mean, obviously I don't buy him clothes or food, but if he starves, that's on him. What? Your husband?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how you treat your husband.
Oh, he gets upset because I buy myself expensive things and go on vacation on my own. and he can't buy new shoes.
Or eat.
Or eat.
You can starve in rags in the corner, mate. I'm off on holiday with my expensive
The
stuff.
sense of entitlement. And,
It's like...
you know, it's like, oh, my career progressed, but his didn't.
No doubt he was very supportive during the time that she was...
I would have thought so. Especially considering she hasn't mopped the floor in 5 years.
Yeah, and somebody said, and literally everything they own is in OP's name exclusively, plus a prenup, which entitles him to nothing. Edit also mentions that he does absolutely everything around the house, drives OP everywhere, and does all the errands, and has for years.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're the a-hole.
He's basically what a stay-at-home wife does.
Yeah.
But gets no support. So if there was a stay-at-home... This is financial abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you had a woman who was married to the man who was the breadwinner, and she stayed home, did all the housework and everything...
Yep.
And he gave her no money, bought himself portion like his food.
Yeah.
People would be like, "This is abuse. This is financial abuse."
Because it's a woman doing it to a man.
Because it's the other way around. I mean, people are still saying she's the arsehole, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's not as blatant, you know.
Somebody has said, and the part about going back to mummy, OP, do you even like your husband? When I say that, it's in reference to my no good ex-husband stuck to mummy teats. OP, you sound incredibly selfish. Just divorce and hire a maid, handyman, etc. Because it sounds like that's all it sounds like you're keeping him for.
Yeah.
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 Somebody said some of the worst, most manipulative and controlling relationships I was ever in flopped this one out at the end. It's a sign that they never really cared about you as a person, only how you made them feel when you acted how they want.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Deary me.
Oh, what's that about prenups?
Prenups are voided all the time and can be ruled invalid for a simple reason like abuse, withholding food, or even as simple as a job loss.
Yeah.
And this whole forcing him to work in office jobs.
Oh, I stopped forcing him to work in office. Well, you just said he's no good at office jobs.
He's
better in construction and doing manual stuff.
I mean, she's not really said a single nice thing about him. And this is her husband. He should divorce her.
Yes, he should. He should. And he should get a damn good lawyer who can get that prenup thrown out because she's been financially abusing him so that he's entitled to alimony. That would be hilarious.
Somebody said, OP updated the post and said he read it. OP's husband, if you come across this post, please know that if you got capable representation in a divorce proceeding, you would likely get a sizable portion of your marital estate, or at the very least, a lot more than your wife is telling you you'll get. Talk to an attorney and explore your options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Somebody said, it broke my heart that he finds it humiliating. He's been struggling to find a job for years and never quits, but just can't seem to succeed. But despite that has contributed all he can to help his wife in other ways. I guess it's never enough though, since only 2 people don't make the house that dirty, and because he waits until nighttime sometimes to wash all their dishes. Financial abuse is real, someone said. Somebody else has said, people do not realise how much time and energy cooking and doing house chores takes. Plus, he's probably depressed about his financial situation and she's not making it better. Showing him a post about how she plans to divorce him. She also forgot the vow about poverty and wealth, which in my mind means he should divorce her. Someone who values money over love, and to this degree. Definitely the biggest red flag. No go, don't pass, stay. She mentioned not anything he did. Okay, definitely the biggest red flag. No go. Yeah, don't pass, stay, she mentioned. Not anything he did. And she laughs at people giving her honest advice about her behaviour. That's downright sociopathic. If anyone needs to start taking responsibility for their behaviour, it's her. OP, not buying food for your partner when money is no object, because it's not my responsibility to buy food for a fully grown man. The sickest example of sexist capitalist behaviour I can think of. Saying the portion sizes wouldn't satisfy him is not an excuse. Buy larger portions or compromise on what you eat because you're married. A word that you know the meaning of. Try a Mediterranean diet or something. somebody else has put something really long here. I kind of want to read it.
Yeah, okay.
Her shoeless husband, seriously, OP, you treat yourself to solo vacations and expensive clothing and items, and you can't buy the man a pair of shoes. The man that cooks and cleans for you, cares for you when you are sick and chauffeurs you around. The emotional roller coaster I went on while reading this. Normally I am very much an until death do us part kind of girl, except in situations of abuse, and I do consider cheating to be emotional abuse, because it is. However, I was in your corner at first and thought you probably should just cut your losses and divorce since there were no children to consider, as I assumed your husband was just lazy based on the things you were saying. Then I read on. This man is not lazy. He is kind, does things around the house, has no vices, enjoys spending time with family. You love each other and are attracted to each other. He is faithful to you, drives you to appointments. The man even mops. How dirty your house is of little significance. He cares for you when you are sick. He is not unwilling to work. He has worked until the last 2 years when he tried to create his own business and was terrible at it. He's not lazy. He has just struggled to find a career path that will make him happy, and you cannot empathise with this because you have done so well in your own career. I cannot speak from experience because I have been happily married for almost 20 years, but based on the stories I read on Reddit, the dating world out there looks pretty bleak. Your husband sounds like Prince Charming in comparison. I'm not at all saying that you should have to shoulder the entire financial burden or that your husband doesn't have faults. He obviously has some things he needs to work on. I'm just saying, be careful. Does the fact that he is bad at business really outweigh his positive attributes? Money isn't everything. Think 40 years down the road to an uncertain future as far as your health is concerned. What will be more important, having a family-oriented man who cares for you when you are sick by your side, or one who makes more money?
Excellent comment.
Yeah, they're all really...
yeah, I mean, they're just tearing her apart. And
she
for good
needs
reason.
it. Yeah, she needs to hear
But
it.
she's not going to listen.
No, she's going to
This is
laugh
it.
at it because she's a sociopath.
She's something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said it's pretty telling that they have never combined finances. It sounds like she doesn't respect him, and that's always going to be an issue.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when he was making money and contributing 50%, she probably didn't.
No. And she still had the prenup.
Yeah.
Even when they were matched financially. I think, honestly, the fact that he doesn't have a job, if they did divorce, she would have to provide him with some kind of alimony.
Yeah.
Because there's no way a judge would let a stay-at-home wife in a divorce go without alimony.
No.
So the same should apply.
I know.
That's equality.
Yes. I have little faith in our judicial system. Because
True.
even though
it
says
getting better though.
I hope so, because all the while they're driving feminism. It just...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they do support women a lot more.
Oh, they do, yeah.
So it does, and yeah. Well, I hope that he kind of gets out of that. That would be
the best case scenario.
and finds a woman that actually really, because I bet with the right woman by his side,
he could succeed.
He will succeed in business, but she literally beats him down all the time.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's disgusting. We should all love our partners, and if we don't and treat them with respect, then it's not a healthy relationship.
No, he's no good at school. He doesn't like any activity that requires sitting down too long.
Yeah.
She's put, I don't think like this every day. I'm very overwhelmed right now, which is why I'm venting to strangers.
Yeah, I know, but you're not. But even with the cooking, I'm a better cook.
I know. I only have to cook every now and then, but I'm a better cook. Really, love.
I can imagine if she comes home and just picks apart everything he's done. There's still dishes on the side. There's this, there's that.
Oh, it's night time and he hasn't washed the dishes.
Yeah.